Come on, Mark, let's take it for a little ride. That's it. Drive it. Good. Up. Nice. Another one. Good. Drive it. Great. Another one. Come on, drive. Up. Nice. One more, buddy. Oh, yeah. Good set.
Weightlifting is the most incredible form of exercise to hit the mainstream in the last 40 years. Once thought to be a sport for only athletes, bodybuilders, and circus strongmen, has now become part of the world culture, and everyone's doing it. From moms in between their trips to children's soccer games, to the businessman who can squeeze in a workout during lunch. And let's not forget the millions of participants in every sport in the world, from football, baseball, and boxing, to hockey, golf, and even ballet. From high school to the pros, no other form of exercise can do so much for total body development. If your goal is losing weight, gaining weight, or just simply getting in shape, weightlifting will make you bigger, stronger, and better. Also, there's a program that targets your every goal. Welcome to the video encyclopedia of safe weight training, the most comprehensive state-of-the-art video on the market today. My name's Jack Papson and I'll be your host. Joining me today are Mike Mutchler, an accomplished bodybuilder, athlete, and personal trainer, and Nicole DLC, bodybuilder, fitness winner, and personal trainer. Also joining us are Danny Wiggins, IFPA, ISSA, certified personal trainer and specialist in sports conditioning. Dan is also a former Mr. Pittsburgh, Mr. Pennsylvania, and Junior Mr. USA.
We'll take you through each exercise step by step, with total detail and complete instruction.
You'll also learn proper form and technique, along with helpful hints on how to make your workouts totally effective, while virtually eliminating the risk of injury. And we'll leave absolutely nothing to your imagination.
Our goal is to help you be your best. This video will be the key to safe and total body development. It's your own home personal trainer, and you can view it whenever and wherever you'd like. No other video offers so much. Well, I believe actions speak louder than words, and you're probably anxious to get started. But before we do, there are some very important things you should know. To help me further explain, I'd like to introduce Dr. Jonathan LeBach.
Hello, my name is Dr. Jonathan LeBach, and I'm a doctor of chiropractic medicine. Because weightlifting is a moderate form of physical activity, it's important that you consult with your doctor before you start any exercise program. There's a special need if you lead a sedentary lifestyle, or if you suffer from a pre-existing condition, such as high blood pressure, diabetes, asthma, or heart disease. Also, if you're a smoker or considered overweight. Your doctor can help you in deciding your initial intensity level, give you an overview of your present health condition, and offer important information on diet and nutrition. When you lift weights, you break down tiny fibers in the muscle. When the muscle is rested, it recovers, only to be broken down again. It is this repetitive breakdown and recuperation process that stimulates the muscle, causing it to grow and become stronger. That covers what happens when you exercise. How you exercise makes all the difference in the world. It determines your results and is the deciding factor in your overall muscular development and strength. Most importantly, it keeps you from getting injured. Proper form is the very foundation of safe and effective weight training. It is more important than the amount of weight you use, the number of repetitions you perform, or the intensity level at which you train. In short, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Improper form will cause you to move in a way where you can injure yourself, and it can cause major problems as you get older. I treat so many people for what I consider needless injury that could have been avoided if only they had trained properly. Proper form allows you to focus on a specific muscle or muscle group and develop it to its fullest potential, achieving maximum gains in the least amount of time. There are over 600 muscles in the human body, and they all have very specific functions. We need good form to make them strong and keep them injury-free for life. Exercise and weight training will increase your endurance and increase your daily energy levels. It promotes a feeling of self-worth and well-being and burns unwanted body fat. Weight training increases muscular strength, lean body mass, and your metabolism, along with increases in bone mineral density and overall stability and balance. At the same time, it reduces high blood pressure, high cholesterol, obesity and body aches, fatigue, and even certain forms of diabetes. Finally, a list of do's and don'ts in the gym and basic rules for working out. First and foremost, learn the proper way to exercise. Learn good form and technique that this video demonstrates and do the exercise without cheating. This gives you the most benefit and develops good habits to grow on instead of bad habits to break. Also familiarize yourself with equipment, and if you're not sure of something, don't be afraid to ask. Secondly, don't use heavy weights when starting out. Don't try to keep up with the person lifting weights next to you. Realize that person may have been working for a long time. Don't let your pride cause you bodily harm. And last but not least, don't overtrain. Overtraining will only slow your progress, causing you to get discouraged and quit because you're not getting the results that you should be. Give your muscles a chance to recuperate. Get plenty of rest and eat a healthy diet. Following these simple rules will keep you healthy and injury-free for life. And now for the golden rule. If at any time you experience pain or discomfort when exercising or even getting into a position to exercise, stop immediately. In this case, no pain will be your biggest gain. Following these simple rules will keep you healthy and injury-free for life. Enjoy your new healthy lifestyle. Working out is for your benefit, and do what works for you.
In your quest for better health and overall body conditioning, there is no better way to achieve your goals than with weight training. Along with sensible nutrition and a good cardiovascular program, you have all the elements you need for success. The benefits of this success are endless, and you can incorporate these benefits in every aspect of your life. So let's get fired up and let us show you what it's all about.
Okay, muscle heads, take your seats. Good morning, class.
Good morning, Miss Lopez.
And how are all my future Mr. and Ms. Americas today?
Fine, Miss Lopez.
Good, let's begin, shall we? Entering a gym or exercise facility can be intimidating, to say the least. So I'd like to go over some things to help you feel more at ease. First off, the language you hear in the gym may sound a little foreign to you. For instance, you may hear people refer to parts of their body as glutes, hams, guns, pecs, or traps. No, they're not aliens. And believe it or not, you have the same extremities they do. Let me explain. Would someone be kind enough to get my anatomy model out of the closet?
I will.
Wendy? Okay, let's take it from the top. Because the muscles have long and sometimes hard to pronounce names, the people at the gym kind of make it simple. For instance, the trapezius muscles, located in the neck, are referred to as the traps. The deltoids, located on the top of the shoulder, are called delts. The pectoralis muscles of the chest are referred to as pecs. The latissimus dorsi of the back we call lats. And the abdominal muscles of the stomach are called abs. And let's not forget the arms. The biceps are referred to as bis, guns, and even pythons. And the rear of the arm, the triceps, are called tris. Front of the leg would be the quadriceps, or quads. The rear upper leg, the hamstrings, or hams. The rear lower leg would be the calves. Okay, and don't blush now. The muscles of the buttocks, or the gluteus maximus, we refer to as the glutes. We will mention gym terminology throughout the video. It's a fun way to learn the muscles of the body and a whole lot easier to say. Okay, class, who can tell me what this equation means? I know. Tommy, can you tell me?
3 sets of 6 to 8 repetitions.
Very good. Who knows what a set is? Patty?
A set is the actual performance of an exercise and consists of 1 or more repetitions.
Well done, Patty. Now what about a repetition? David?
A repetition is the complete range of motion for an exercise from start to finish.
Well, it seems you've all been studying very hard. Here's an example of a typical exercise program. Note that each exercise mentions the number of sets of the exercise and the number of repetitions for each set. The number on the left represents the number of sets. If you add these numbers up, it will total 5, which means you will actually complete 5 total sets. The number on the right corresponds to the number of repetitions for that particular set. In this case, your first set will consist of 12 repetitions. Your second set, 8 repetitions. And the remaining 3 sets, not less than 4 and no more than 6 repetitions. It's a standard format and relatively easy to follow. With a little practice, you'll be able to read any exercise program and eventually write your own. Now, Josie, does the body know weight?
No, it does not, Ms. Lopez.
Correct. The body does not know weight. It only knows stress. So heavy weight is not important. What is important is developing safe and proper form. Always work at your own individual level and not someone else's. Now finally, the most commonly asked question about weight training is how much weight should I use? A good rule to follow is start your first set very light, something you can do for 12 to 15 repetitions. In some cases, just the weight of the bar will be enough. Once you have warmed up and established proper form, progressively increase the weight of each set in small increments. Your body will let you know when the weights start to get too heavy. Increasing the weight gradually will help you determine when you're about to reach your peak. Remember, play it smart. Start out light, use proper form and technique. The strength gains will come, and before you know it, you'll be working out with the best of them. Class dismissed.
We've just learned some really important information. Now, what I want to know is, are you two ready to show us how to do the exercises?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Then let's get started.
We're going to start off with the upper body exercises first. Without a doubt, the most popular universal exercise is the bench press, and for good reason.
That's right, Mike. No other single exercise does so much for overall upper body strength and development. If you could only do one exercise for the upper body, the bench press would be it.
This is an Olympic bench, the type used in Olympic-style lifting. Notice the wide supports and the overall structure of the bench. Some benches have adjustable supports and vary slightly in design. Be sure to adjust the supports to suit your personal needs. This is an Olympic bar. We will be using this bar throughout the program. Unlike standard bars that you may have at home, this bar is 7 foot long and weighs 45 pounds. You'll notice at the ends of the bar are large diameter sections where the weights are mounted. These are called sleeves. These sections are on ball bearings and allow the plates to spin freely, reducing pressure to the wrists.
It's okay if you don't have an Olympic bar or an Olympic bench at home. Standard bars and benches work just as well, and you will get the same results. However, we do recommend the use of good quality, sturdy equipment. Remember, safety should be your main concern.
Now it's time to load the bar. As mentioned earlier, the amount of weight used in the beginning should be light, something you can handle for 12 to 15 repetitions. Add equal amounts of the weight to each side of the bar and alternate from left to right. This will ensure that the bar is stable and will not tip. Now place a collar on each side of the bar and secure it in place. Use this procedure again when unloading the bar. Remember to hold the weights firmly and be careful not to drop them.
Okay, looks like we're ready. Mike, you start and I'll be your spotter.
Okay, Nicole.
A spotter is someone who watches you, and if you need assistance, can aid you. Whether it's with the initial lift off or helping you lift the weight to complete the rep. He or she can also aid in helping you rack the bar when your set is finished, not to mention some inspiring words of confidence. Spotters, remember, it is your responsibility to make sure the person you are spotting does not get injured. Now, Mike, place your buttocks at the edge of the bench. Place your feet firmly on the floor, just about shoulder width apart. Lie back on the bench and keep your head in line with the bar above, and maintain a slight arch in your back. Keep your shoulders, head, feet, and buttocks firmly in place. Now grab the bar with an overhand grip, slightly wider than shoulder width. Some bars have rings on them. This helps to determine proper spacing of the hands. Make sure your hands are evenly apart. Lift the bar off of the rack and raise the bar until your arms are locked and the bar is just above mid-chest. This is the starting position and the top part of the lift. Breathe in deeply and hold it. I mean, fill up those lungs. Lower the bar until it touches your lower chest. Now raise the bar in one fluid motion straight up. When your elbows hit a 45-degree angle just past the sticking point, exhale, locking your elbows at the top. Lower the weight with moderate speed, then explode when coming off of the chest for the remaining reps. When you are finished with the set, return the bar to the supports. This is referred to as racking the bar. Okay, Mike, let's see some more. Do not bounce the weight off of your chest, and remember not to lock out your elbows forcefully at the top. Do not lift your buttocks or hips off of the bench and keep your feet firmly on the floor. This will help stabilize your body and reduce the risk of injury. Okay, now it's my turn. Ladies, don't eliminate this exercise because of our anatomies. We too have pectoral muscles that we can develop, which will enhance our bust lines and increase our overall upper body strength.
The bench press is the major multi-joint exercise for the upper body, which means you use the shoulder, elbow, and wrist joints while performing the movement. The primary muscle involved is the pectoralis major, while the secondary muscles are the pectoralis minor, anterior or front deltoid, and the triceps brachii. To sum it up, it is the king of all upper body movements and is renowned in all sports and strength programs. It is one of the big three lifts that also include the squat and deadlift, which we will talk about later.
This is an incline bench. Although similar to the flat bench in overall design, the head and back portion of the bench is on an incline level approximately 35 to 45 degrees. And for this reason, the upper portion of the chest is targeted. Place your buttocks on the seat of the bench and keep your feet slightly less than shoulder width apart. Lie back, keeping your shoulders, hips, and head resting firmly on the bench. Grab the bar with an overhand grip approximately at shoulder width. Raise the bar until your elbows are locked and the bar is directly above your chest. This is the starting position and the top part of the lift. Take a deep breath and hold it as you lower the bar to the highest part of the upper chest. This is the bottom part of the lift. When the bar touches your chest, reverse the motion, forcing the weight back up. When your arms form an approximate 90-degree angle, exhale, driving the weight up to the starting position. Work at a steady and controlled pace, paying close attention to form and breathing. Remember, do not bounce the weight or lift your buttocks off the bench. Again, this is another exercise where a spotter is recommended.
Of all the chest movements that are available, inclines, whether performed with barbells or dumbbells, are my all-time favorite. Not only do they stimulate the upper pectorals, but also place the workload on the front deltoid and the triceps. This movement should be included in all upper body exercise programs.
Here's a helpful hint. It's always good to stretch your muscles before you exercise. Nothing crazy, just simple stretching. This prepares the muscles for exercise by allowing blood to flow to the areas you're about to train. Stretching is another aid in our goal for safe weight training. Next, we're going to demonstrate the flat bench dumbbell press. This is another great chest movement, and because you are using dumbbells, your range of motion will be increased.
That's correct, Nicole. Because there's no bar restricting you, you are able to get a better stretch at the bottom. For those of you who do not have a spotter when performing the bench press, we recommend this exercise in its place.
This is a standard flat exercise bench. This exercise can also be done on a flat barbell bench for those of you at home that do not have both. Remember, if you are using a flat barbell bench, be sure to position your head and shoulders far enough away from the supports. Dumbbells should be parallel to the bench with both sides of the dumbbells resting on the floor. Now, sit on the bench, placing your buttocks on the edge. Keep your feet slightly less than shoulder width apart and firmly on the floor. Bend over at the waist, grabbing a dumbbell in each hand using an overhand grip. Raise the dumbbells by bending back at the waist and pulling the dumbbells with your arms. Place them in a vertical position while resting them just above the knee. Now, lay back while raising the dumbbells. Keep the dumbbells tucked in close and parallel to your body until you are in position. Turn the dumbbells to a horizontal position as if you have a barbell in your hands perpendicular to your shoulders, palms facing your feet. This is the starting position and the bottom part of the lift. Breathe in and hold it. Now, lift the weights in a straight upward motion until your arms are fully extended and elbows are locked out. Dumbbells should be directly above your chest and just slightly apart from each other. This is the top portion of the lift in one complete repetition. Work at a nice steady pace for your remaining repetitions. It's important to keep the weights close to your shoulders at the bottom of the exercise and keep your feet firmly in place. This will keep you stable and help avoid injury. When you have completed your set, you should be at the bottom portion of the exercise. Turn the weights parallel to the body, palms facing each other, and tuck them close to your sides. Now, raise yourself up, bending at the waist like a sit-up, placing the weights back on your legs just above the knee. Now, lean forward at the waist and place the weights on the floor. We like to refer to this as the dismount.
The flat bench dumbbell press is a variation of the barbell bench. The same muscle groups are involved. However, with any dumbbell movement, there is greater range of motion and more muscle fiber recruitment due to stabilization and balancing of the dumbbells. This is one of my personal favorites for building pectoral muscle mass.
The flat bench fly is a great shaping exercise for the chest. Just as we did the flat bench dumbbell press, we set up in the same manner. Start off by setting a dumbbell at each side of the end of the bench. Dumbbells should be parallel to the bench with both sides of the dumbbells resting on the floor. Now sit on the bench, placing your buttocks on the edge. Keep your feet slightly less than shoulder width apart and firmly on the floor. Bend over, grabbing a dumbbell in each hand using an overhand grip. Raise the dumbbells by bending at the waist and pulling the dumbbells back with your arms, placing them in a vertical position and resting them just above the knee. Now, lay back while raising the dumbbells to your shoulders. Remember to keep your dumbbells close and parallel to your body until you are in a flat position. Extend your arms out to your sides, palms facing each other, keeping your arms parallel to your shoulder. This is the starting position and the bottom part of the movement. Breathe in and hold it. Now, raise the weights above your chest, keeping your arms in position, almost as if you were hugging a tree. When arms are 45 degrees to your shoulders, exhale and bring the weights to the center of your chest, but do not touch the weights together. This keeps constant tension on the middle chest. This is the top part of the movement. Now, lower the weights to the starting position by pulling them apart, keeping the same arc as you did on the way up. Remember the tree, work at a steady pace, and remember to keep your arms rigid at all times. Here's a helpful hint. Squeeze your chest muscles at the top part of the lift. This will really enhance the movement. When you have completed your set, you should be at the bottom portion of the exercise. Turn the weights parallel to the body, palms facing each other, and tuck them close to your sides. Now, raise yourself up, bending at the waist like a sit-up, placing the weights back on your leg just above the knee. Now lean forward at the waist and place the weights on the floor. We like to refer to this as the dismount.
Dumbbell flies are a natural movement for the pectoralis major. The main function of this muscle is to pull the humerus across the front of the body. This exercise shapes and sculpts the chest like no other.
This is a pec deck machine, another great way to work the middle chest. Don't worry for those of you who don't have access to a pec deck machine, the flat bench dumbbell fly, previously demonstrated, will give you the same results. Adjust the seat on the machine so that your shoulders and arms are horizontal with the grips. Place your feet firmly on the floor, shoulder width apart, and place your hands around the grips. This is the starting position. Inhale and hold your breath as you squeeze your hands together towards the center of your chest. Keep going until your hands meet. Hold it for 1 to 2 seconds and exhale. Now, slowly return to the starting position while breathing in. Work at a steady pace and remember your breathing.
Since flat bench dumbbell flies have a tendency to work primarily the outer or lateral aspect of the pectoralis major muscle, it is a good idea to mix up your chest program with various movements that also work the inner or medial area of the pectoralis major. And pec deck flies are perfect for doing just that.
The cable crossover is similar to the flat bench dumbbell fly. The cable crossover is an excellent way to develop the pectoral muscles. Place a stirrup type handle on each side of the cable machine at the top. Set the weight equally on each side. Grab one handle first, then reach for the second using an overhand grip. Position yourself in the center of the machine. Keeping your shoulders in line with the pulleys, place 1 foot forward and bend slightly at the waist. Keeping your arms stretched out just lower than your shoulders. Palms should be facing each other. This is the starting position. Bend your elbows to form an approximate 20-degree angle and lock them. Breathe in and hold it. Now squeeze your arms and chest until your hands come together. Just before your hands reach the front of your chest, exhale and hold the weight for approximately 2 seconds. This is the bottom part of the exercise. Get a nice steady rhythm, but always stay in control. Remember to keep your elbows locked and your body in position throughout the motion, and follow the same motion forward and back.
To allow for a greater range of motion and to stress deeper fibers of the chest, cable crossovers are an excellent alternative to dumbbell flies and an excellent finishing movement.
Now, we're going to learn several exercises to strengthen the back muscles. This is a lat pull-down machine, one of the best exercise machines for back development.
But don't worry, if you don't have one, we'll show you some exercises later in this section that'll give you the same results. Attach the long bar to the lat machine. Be sure the bar has angled ends. Sit on the machine with the bar overhead and above your chest and shoulders. With your feet firmly on the floor, adjust the thigh pads to fit snugly at your thighs. Keep your torso upright and rigid. Grab the angled parts of the bar, initiating a wide grip. This is the starting position and the top of the lift. Some of you have to reach up for the bar. Be sure to secure your thighs before you begin. Breathe in deeply and hold it. Pull the bar down with your arms, keeping it in front of your head. Exhale as the bar touches your upper chest. Hold the bar for a second. This is the bottom part of the lift. Inhale as you return the bar to the starting position. Be sure to maintain control at all times. Remember to get a good stretch at the top before you begin again. It's important to keep your torso erect at all times. Never lean back and jerk the weight. Here's a helpful hint. Practice squeezing those shoulder blades together as you pull down with the arms. This will enhance the exercise and really blast those lats.
The lat pull down is designed to develop the largest muscle of the back, the latissimus dorsi. Lat pull downs are an excellent multi-joint exercise that work additional muscle groups, including the muscles surrounding the shoulder joint and the biceps as well.
Cheers! You know, it's very important to drink plenty of water when exercising.
Because weight training is intense, you need to replenish what your body loses during exercise. Water rehydrates your body, reversing the effects of perspiring, and gives your muscles the important minerals they need. Water is the most important nutrient your body can have.
Here's another hint. Drink plenty of water every day, even on days you're not working out. It's not only good for you, it also flushes out the impurities in your system. Okay, you at home, Mr. Olympias. This back exercise has your name written all over it. This exercise is considered to be one of the best for overall back development, but it's not easy and must be done with total attention to form to reduce the risk of injury. Set a barbell on the floor. Be sure to have plenty of room around you. Add equal weights to each side of the barbell. Once you have your barbell set up and in place, step up to the barbell so that it touches your shins. Keep your feet shoulder width apart. Now, bend your knees slightly and lean forward at the waist so that your torso is at an approximate 30-degree angle from your hips. Grab the bar slightly wider than shoulder width using an overhand grip. Keep your head up, facing forward. With your arms and elbows close to your sides, raise the bar slightly below the knee and resting on the shins. This is the starting position. Take a deep breath and hold it. Pull the bar back in a rearward motion towards your waist using your back and shoulder muscles to lift. Be sure to extend your elbows as far beyond your back as possible. Now reverse the motion to the starting position and exhale at this point. This is 1 repetition. Holding your breath throughout the motion helps keep the body stable. Again, it is of utmost importance to maintain proper form throughout this exercise to reduce the risk of injury.
Bent over barbell rows are a very comprehensive back movement that targets the back from top to bottom. This baby involves the latissimus dorsi, rhomboids, teres major, and teres minor, as well as the biceps and forearms. A must if you are seeking total back development.
This is the seated row machine. Notice the pulley located at the bottom of the machine. Attach a close grip handle to the machine. Some handles differ in design, but almost all give you the desired grip. Sit on the machine and place your feet on the footrest. Remember to sit up straight and bend your knees just slightly. Lean forward and grab the handles. Pull back until your torso is straight and your arms are fully extended. This is the starting position. Take a deep breath and hold it. Now using your arms, not your lower back, pull the handles towards your midsection. Pull back until your elbows extend beyond your back and exhale. Hold for 1 to 2 seconds and return to the starting position in a controlled manner. Remember to keep your torso straight at all times. This is important for proper form.
The seated row is used to develop the muscles of the rear torso. The primary muscle work is the latissimus dorsi, and the secondary muscles are the rhomboids, biceps brachii, and rear deltoid. A personal favorite of mine that truly helped develop the back I needed for success in bodybuilding competitions.
This is one of my favorites, the one-arm dumbbell row. Place the dumbbell on the floor about a quarter of the way alongside of a flat exercise bench. Place your left leg on the end of the bench so that your knee forms a 90-degree angle with your foot. Place your left hand on the bench for support. Stabilize yourself by using your right leg. Reach down and grab the dumbbell from the floor using an overhand grip while supporting yourself on the bench. Lift the dumbbell up so that your arm is hanging straight down and your body is forming a 90-degree angle. This is the starting position. Take a deep breath and hold it as you pull the dumbbell upward using your shoulder and back along with your arm. Raise your elbow as far as possible above the level of your back and exhale. Pause for a second and then return to the start position.
The dumbbell row gives you a solid alternative to barbell rows, while increasing your range of motion, allowing a better stretch and contraction for lower lat development. It also decreases the stress to the lower lumbar area. It's one of my all-time favorite back movements.
Now for the shoulders. We'll demonstrate the seated barbell or military press. This can be done on a number of pieces of equipment. There are specific machines designed for the military press, or you can use a power rack or Smith machine. Those of you lifting at home could use your flat bench if you have adjustable supports. We're going to first demonstrate this exercise using a military press machine. Place your buttocks firmly on the bench and your feet about shoulder width firmly on the floor. Keep your back straight and firmly against the back of the bench. Grab the bar slightly wider than shoulder width, palms facing forward. Raise the bar up so that if it is in line with your upper chest and your arms are fully locked out at the top. This is the starting position. Take a deep breath and lower the bar down to the upper part of your chest, but do not touch. This is the bottom position. Reverse the motion, lifting the weight upward when your arms form an approximate 90-degree angle. Exhale, driving the weight up to the starting position. This is another exercise where the use of a spotter is recommended. Remember, stay in control, never sway or jerk the weight. This could cause you to lose your balance. Helpful hint, when lifting the weight up from the bottom position, be sure to lift the bar as high as possible at the top. This really hits the upper chest and shoulders.
The military or barbell press exercises the muscles of the shoulder group and assists in strengthening and stabilization of the shoulder joint. The primary muscle worked is the deltoid, while the secondary muscle is the tricep. The military press is a vital exercise in the development of strong, stable shoulders.
This is the seated dumbbell press, another great exercise for the shoulders. For those of you who do not have access to a military machine or spotter, this exercise is a great alternative to the barbell or military press. Using a bench with a back support, place one dumbbell on each side of the bench. Place your buttocks on the bench with your feet firmly on the floor, slightly wider than shoulder width apart, with your back in full contact with the bench. Now bend at the waist, grabbing a dumbbell in each hand using an overhand grip. And sit back as you raise the dumbbells. Place the dumbbell on your legs just behind the knees, In a vertical position, palms should be facing each other. Now raise the dumbbells to your shoulders, palms facing each other. Turn your arms out to form a 90-degree angle, and the dumbbells are parallel with your shoulders. This is the starting position and the bottom of the lift. Inhale and hold your breath. Now raise the dumbbells directly over your head using an arch movement until the dumbbells are almost touching. This is the top of the movement. Lower the weight slowly back to the starting position while breathing in. Exhale about halfway through the motion until your arms are locked out. Work at a steady pace, but remember to keep your body in position at all times. When you are finished, you should be at the starting position. When your set is finished, turn the weights so the palms are facing each other. Bend at the waist, placing the weights on your knees. Now bend further and place the weights on the floor.
Since there are several muscles involved in a shoulder group, it is equally important to develop the smaller, less showy muscles of the shoulder, like the rotator cuff group, which include the supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor, and subscapularis. Therefore, a variety of exercises are needed to develop the stabilizers of the shoulder, as well as the primary movers. The dumbbell variation of the press does just that.
Remember your breathing. Proper breathing is vital to your weight training success. You will notice in every exercise we talk about breathing. Proper breathing is essential for great gains, and it makes the exercise easier and safer. Breathing at the right time can be the difference in completing the rep or missing a rep, and it is critical in some instances to avoid injury. Learn it well and practice it. This is the bent over lateral raise, a real blast for the rear deltoids. Place 2 dumbbells on the floor in front of you and place your feet slightly less than shoulder width apart. Bend your knees slightly and bend forward at the waist, grabbing the dumbbells. Lift the dumbbells using an overhand grip. Lift the dumbbells off of the floor, keeping your arms straight until your back is in a horizontal position and your arms are hanging perpendicular to your torso. This is the starting position. Take a deep breath and hold it. Now, raise your arms out to each side and upward as high as possible. Hold briefly. Now lower the weight, keeping your arms in position. Stay in control. Remember to keep your head forward. And don't jerk the weights. Work at a steady pace, and when you are finished, lower your arms to the sides. Bend your knees and place the weights on the floor.
The bent over lateral raise is essential in isolating the posterior head of the deltoid, another great shaping movement for the shoulder.
This exercise is called the dumbbell lateral raise. It's a great way to shape those shoulders. Place 2 dumbbells on the floor in front of you. Place your feet slightly less than shoulder width apart. Bend your knees and your waist slightly. Now bend down and grab the weights with an overhand grip. Using your legs first, stand up as you lift the weights. Bend back at the waist so that you are in an upright position. Your arms should be hanging at your sides, palms facing each other. This is the starting position. Inhale and raise your arms out to the sides and up to shoulder level. Hold at this point for a second or 2. Lower the weights in a controlled fashion as you exhale so that your arms are at your sides. This is 1 repetition.
The The side dumbbell lateral raise is the best exercise to isolate the lateral head of the deltoid. Incorporate this in your routine to ensure power and total shoulder development.
The front dumbbell raise is another terrific exercise for the shoulders, and it really hits the front delts. Stand up straight with a dumbbell of equal weight in each hand. Position your hands in front of your thighs and your arms straight down, shoulder width apart, and firmly in place. This is the starting point. Take a breath and hold it as you raise your arms up in front of you. Keeping your arms straight until you are at shoulder height, hold it for a second. Then exhale using a controlled manner. Lower the weights to the starting position. This is 1 repetition. Remember to stay in control. Don't sway or jerk the weight. This exercise can be done using alternate arms as well. They're both fun and effective. Choose which way you like best.
Just as the bent over and lateral raises focus on certain areas of the shoulder, the front deltoid raise concentrates on the anterior or front head of the deltoid. It is an essential movement that involves the pec-delt tie-in. I love them, you'll love them too.
Now we're going to focus on developing the trapezius muscles, or traps. The dumbbell shrug, when done correctly, will build huge traps topping off the shoulders like a pyramid. Start off by holding a pair of dumbbells of equal weight in each hand, palms facing in and resting on the outside of your thighs. Stand up straight with your feet just inside shoulder width, keeping your arms and shoulders slightly tense. Okay, chest out, shoulders back and head forward. This is the starting position. Take a deep breath and hold it. Now raise your shoulders as if you were trying to touch your deltoids to your ears. The higher the better. Now, hold it for a second at the top and exhale as you lower the weight to the starting position. Remember to control the weight at all times, maintaining tension throughout the motion. Do not relax at the bottom of the starting position. This could cause rounding of the shoulders and possibly throw off your balance.
The dumbbell shrug places most of the emphasis on the trapezius, but also indirectly works other areas of the upper back, deltoids, and also the muscles of the neck.
The upright row is a favorite of many because it involves many muscle groups of the upper chest, neck, and shoulder. Start off by holding a barbell with an overhand grip slightly narrower than shoulder width apart. Keep your arms fully extended in a lockout position and rest the bar on the front of your thighs. Keep your feet slightly narrower than shoulder width apart, keeping your torso fully erect and your head forward. This is the starting position. Inhale and hold it. Now, pull the bar straight up toward your chin using your elbows until your palms are facing your upper chest. At this point, your arms should be at an approximate 30 to 35 degree angle and your elbows should be up and pointing out. Hold for a second. Then exhale as you lower the bar to the starting position. Remember to keep the bar close to your body throughout the entire motion and control the bar, keeping your torso erect at all times.
Upright rows are similar to shrugs in that it places most of the stress on the trapezius, but also trains the front and rear delts. The movement can be performed with barbells, dumbbells, or cables, a staple movement in the routines of most athletes, bodybuilders, and general fitness enthusiasts.
Let's take a break for a minute, okay?
Sure, Mike, what's up?
I'm hungry.
Me too. Let's see. We can order some pizza, wings, ice cream, chocolate cake, and a Diet Pop.
Nicole, what are you saying?
Had you go in there for a minute, didn't I? Nutrition is just as important to your overall health as exercise. When you combine the two, diet and exercise, along with plenty of rest, you have all of the makings for great success in your goal for a healthy, stronger body. For some insight on health and nutrition, let's go to our expert, the nutritionist.
Hi, welcome to my kitchen. My name is Leslie Bonsi. I'm a sports nutritionist and the nutritionist for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Pittsburgh Penguins, the Pittsburgh Panthers, and the Pittsburgh Ballet Theater. In addition to that, I've run 9 marathons. I spend my time in the gym. Well, tonight I'd like to spend a few minutes with you providing my recipe for success when it comes to getting the most out of your workouts. There is so much nutrition information out there. Some of it's misleading, some of it's confusing, and some of it is just plain wrong. My goal is to clear up the confusion and provide the facts that you need to help you achieve your goals. As a starting point, I thought I would start with the most popular nutrition myth. Let's set the record straight. Myth number 1, there are bad foods. The fact is that the only foods that are truly bad are those that you are allergic to, you have a food intolerance to, or you just don't like. It's more an issue of bad attitudes than it is bad food. No one ever blew an eating plan by eating a donut, but if eating that donut triggers you to eat the entire box, it's probably not a food you want to have around, and you're better off without. Myth number 2, carbohydrate foods lead to weight gain. Well, pasta, rice, potatoes, bread, and sweets are certainly getting a bad rap right now. It's not these foods, it is the amount of them. Whether it's carbohydrate, whether it's too much protein, whether it's too much fat, that's what causes the problem. If you want to have pasta, it's a cup, not a trough. Quite frankly, your body needs carbohydrate-containing foods. Those are the energy source for working out. What you should do is get the most out of your carbs by being selective about the ones you choose. In other words, more whole grain, fruits, vegetables. You get a long-last energy with that. They'll be with you, what you need for your workout, and they're good for your body as well. Myth number 3, if you want to build muscle, you need to eat a lot of protein. Although protein is essential for muscle growth and repair, more is not better. At a minimum, for strong bones and optimal muscle mass, you need about a half a gram of protein per pound body weight. At the upper limit, we're talking about 3/4 of a gram of protein per pound body weight. Too much protein usually means too few carbs. Let me give you an example. A 140-pound adult would need somewhere in the range of 70 to 105 grams of protein a day. Myth number 4, certain types of protein are better for the body than others. I talk to the Steelers about this all the time when they say to me, Leslie, I need to have red meat, that's the best protein that there is. The fact of the matter is that whether you have red meat or poultry or fish or eggs, cheese, soy products, nuts, seeds, or dried beans, all of those protein are great for the body. Also, try and do it with food, not with supplements. The reason why is if you just rely on protein supplements, you may be missing out on some very valuable nutrients. Myth number 5, you shouldn't eat after 6 p.m. Quite frankly, your body doesn't know what time it is. I don't think it's a great idea to start eating at 6 p.m. and then eat all through the night, but the only time evening eating is going to be a problem is if you've already consumed the calories you need for the day and then you continue to eat. Also, if you wait until 6 p.m. to start eating, you're really robbing your body of energy throughout the day, which means your workouts are going to suffer. Myth number 6, you should keep your fat intake to a minimum. Fat is an important energy source for the body and also promotes satiety, or in other words, a feeling of fullness. A lot of people believe that it's important to eat a minimal fat diet if the goal is weight management. But if your fat intake is too low, you actually may end up being hungrier sooner. Do be selective about the types of fats you choose. In other words, healthy fats such as nuts, seeds, and nut butters, not only do they provide good fat for you, but they provide protein, vitamins, and minerals as well. Olive oil, sunflower, or safflower oil can be used in small amounts to enhance the flavor of food. Do watch foods such as bacon, butter, cream, because they're high in saturated fat, not so great for heart health. Myth number 7, if I work out more, I need to eat more. Not necessarily so. A lot of my clients come to my office saying they can't understand why they aren't seeing better definition even though they're spending lots of hours in the gym. Well, first of all, you need to learn the proper technique, and you're going to learn that by watching this video. Secondly, the body does not burn huge amounts of calories when lifting, so you need to be careful about how much food you're consuming. As a rule of thumb, aim for your body weight in pounds multiplied by 15 as the number of calories you need to eat daily. For example, a 130-pound woman who is lifting or exercising 3 to 4 times a week would need to eat about 2,025 calories per day. If you're saying, I can't possibly eat that much, do be aware it doesn't do your body any good to skimp on calories. If your goal is to lower body fat, then subtract 300 calories from your daily needs. If your goal is to add muscle mass, add 500 calories to your daily needs. You should plan on being consistent with eating. That means 7 days a week. Also, you need to play around to find an eating pattern that works for you and something that you can stick with. If you're really serious about doing the best for your body, do take a few days to write down everything you eat and drink. Most foods we eat have a nutrition label on it, and it's pretty easy to get immediate feedback. If you'd rather, there are some online tracking tools. You can enter your information and it will give you a daily estimate of what it is that's going into your body. Myth number 8, the goal is to drink as much water as you can. Your body needs to be well hydrated for exercise. The rule of thumb is 20 ounces of fluid 2 hours before a workout and 20 to 40 ounces for every hour that you work out. There are a lot of different choices out there, but ideally for lifting, it's a combination of water and sports drinks. At a minimum, everybody needs to have 1/3 of an ounce of fluid per pound body weight every day. That means for a 150-pound individual, it's a minimum of 50 ounces of fluid a day, or 2.5 water bottle size amounts. If you are trying to lose weight, you don't want your calories coming from liquids. Water, diet soda, that would be better. If you are trying to gain weight, instead of just opting for water, go for milk, go for juice to add in some extra calories. Myth number 9, there are foods you need to avoid. I'm not going to say that you should never put potato chips, cookies, candy, or soda in your mouth, but these foods are quick energy sources that are basically just calories without a lot of nutritional value. I look at them more as the icing, whereas food, such as meat, vegetables, fruit, starch, those are the cake. I would recommend that most of your calories come from food. You'll be better energized for a longer period of time, which will have a positive effect on your workouts. Bottom line, to sum up, here are my top recommendations. Number 1, eat often, ideally within 1 hour of waking up and every 3 to 4 hours after that. Number 2, make each meal look like a peace sign. 1/3 to 1/2 of the plate is protein and 1/2 to 2/3 of the plate is carbohydrate. Number 3, have the goodies after you've gotten the fuel, not in place of the food your body needs. And number 4, bring something to eat and drink with you to work out so you can fuel before, during, and after. Remember, eat well to lift well.
Now, onto the lower body exercises, starting with the squat. This exercise is the king of lower body movements. No other exercise can do as much for the overall lower body development.
And it really targets the legs. For safety reasons, pay special attention to form for this exercise, and the use of a spotter is strongly recommended. Set up your bar on the squat rack or power rack so that the weight is as close to your mid-deltoid as possible. This makes it easy to take the bar off the rack and then set it back when your set is finished. Position yourself under the bar so that it rests across your shoulders at the midpoint of your traps. Place your hands wide so that your arms form about a 45-degree angle. Take a firm supportive stance, keeping your feet approximately shoulder width or slightly wider and your knees partially bent. Now stand straight up using your legs to force the weight up. Step back and clear the supports. Take your time, don't lose control. Now balance your weight evenly on both feet. This is the starting position. Take a deep breath and hold it. Keep your head forward and looking slightly upward. Lower your body at the hips keeping an arch in your lower back as if you were going to sit on a bench. When your thigh becomes horizontal, pause briefly. This is the bottom part of the movement. Don't stop short of the horizontal position. It's important to go all the way down. Remember, you are not doing deep knee bends. Reverse the motion by forcing the weight back up, driving with your feet and legs. Breathe out when your thighs are at about a 45-degree angle with your lower leg returning to a starting position. Extra special attention to form is crucial. Be sure to keep your feet firmly on the floor while lowering the weight and forcing the weight back up. Do not lift your heels, do not lean forward. This can cause a loss of balance and could cause injury.
Without a doubt, the squat is the king of all lower body exercises, if not all exercises. One of the big three, the squat involves almost every muscle in the lower body: the quadriceps group, the gluteus maximus, and the hamstrings group, along with the connective tissue of the hip, knee, and ankle joint. If strength and growth are what you're after, squat should be at the top of the list for any exercise program.
The leg press, truly a favorite of all bodybuilders. This exercise is often used as an alternative to the squat. Load the machine with your desired weight, and remember, not too heavy. Position yourself on the leg press machine. Place your feet firmly on the platform about shoulder width apart and toes just slightly pointed out. Keep your hips and back tight against the back support. Now, push the weight up until the knees are just short of a full extension. Use your hands to release the safety lever. You are now in the starting position. Take a nice deep breath and hold it. Lower the platform with medium speed by bending your knees until your lower leg forms an approximate 80-degree angle to your knee. Pause slightly, then force the weight back up with your legs, breathing out just past the sticking point, about a 45-degree angle from lower leg to knee. Do not lock out your knees to a full extension. This will keep constant tension on the leg muscles and avoid injury. When you finish at the starting position, use your hands to set the safety lever.
The leg press is a great squat alternative. This exercise primarily attacks the same muscle groups as the squat, but with various foot placements, you can change the emphasis to target different areas of the quadriceps, gluteals, and hamstrings.
You know, safety is our main concern, and some exercises go better with a little support. The use of a weight belt like this adds the extra support to your lower back. Use it on the big lifts, like the squat, deadlift, bench press, and barbell bent over row. Make sure that the belt is tight and fits properly. It's another aid in our quest to stay injury-free. The deadlift is another great exercise that works a number of rear body muscles, from your hamstrings to your traps.
This is one of the big three power movements, and like the bench press and squat, the deadlift is renowned in powerlifting competitions. Michael, if you please. Start off by setting up a barbell on the floor. Now, step up to the bar until it touches your shins. Keep your feet slightly wider than shoulder width apart and your toes pointed out slightly. Now bend at the knees and squat down until your buttocks is slightly lower than your thighs. Keep your arms straight and grab the bar shoulder width apart using an over-under grip. One hand over the top of the bar, the other under the bar. Choose the left and right combination that suits you best. Keep your arms straight and your torso rigid, maintaining the natural curve of your back. Keep your head up and look forward at all times. And be sure the bar is close to your shins. This is the starting position and the bottom part of the lift. Now, take a deep breath and hold it. Lift the weight with your arms and your legs simultaneously, driving with the legs and pulling with your arms. When your legs are straight and your body is almost completely upright, exhale and lean back, slightly extending your chest. This is one repetition and the top of the movement. Hold for 1 second. Then breathe in as you lower the bar using the same form as you did from the starting position. Proper form and execution are of utmost importance. Always use a light weight until you master the technique.
Deadlifts are a terrific multi-joint exercise that hits the entire back, as well as the thighs, hips, and glutes. A staple movement that builds power and strength, it is also considered one of the big 3 power movements.
The leg extension is a great way to isolate your quadriceps. Choose your desired weight and position yourself on a leg extension machine. Keeping your back and buttocks firmly on the machine, place your lower shins against the pads, creating about a 95-degree angle to the knee. Grasp the handles on each side of the machine. This is the starting position. Take a deep breath and lift the weight with your legs while exhaling until your legs are straight out in front. Pause briefly and lower the weight. Don't let the weight come down completely. This keeps constant tension on the quadricep muscles. Remember to extend your legs to a full lockout position and work at a steady, controlled pace.
The leg extension isolates and exercises the quadriceps group. The muscles that make up the quads are the vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, vastus intermedius, and the rectus femoris. This exercise is excellent for all sports, sculpting the front thigh, and rehabilitation. It is also a good exercise to warm up the knee joint and quad muscles prior to other strenuous leg training.
The lying leg curl works the back of the upper leg for strong and powerful hamstrings. Choose your desired weight and lie face down on a leg curl machine, keeping your knees just beyond the pad. Grab the handles on each side of the machine and position the padded rollers against the back of your ankles. This is the starting position. Take a deep breath and hold it. Now, raise the weight toward your hamstrings, exhaling as you bring your legs as close to the buttocks as possible. Stop and hold it at the top. Then lower the weight in a controlled manner to the starting position. Work at a moderate rate of speed. Remember your breathing and keep your hips and torso in contact with the bench at all times.
While performing lying leg curls, the primary muscles worked are the hamstrings group, consisting of the biceps femoris, semitendinosus, and the semimembranosus. Also indirectly worked are the gastrocnemius and the gluteus maximus. It is a great exercise for shaping the back of the leg and helps to develop the muscles needed for running and jumping activities.
The standing calf raise is an essential part of overall calf development and develops both heads of the calf muscle. Stand on a calf raise machine with your shoulders under the padded supports and place the front of your feet firmly on the platform approximately 18 inches wide. Keep your toes pointed slightly out, making sure your heels can move freely. Keep your legs straight and your hips and shoulders aligned. Now, lower your heels deeply until you feel a clean stretch in your calves. This is your starting position. Take a deep breath and hold it. Now force the weight up with the front of your feet until you are on your tiptoes. The higher the better. Hold it for 1 to 2 seconds and then lower the weight in a controlled manner while breathing in. Use a nice steady pace and remember not to stop at the bottom. Do's and don'ts. Remember to get a nice stretch at the bottom and don't bounce the weight. This could cause injury.
When doing calf raises, we are training the gastrocnemius and the soleus muscles, or the outer and deep muscles of the calf. The gastrocnemius performs about 90% of the work in any straight-legged calf raise, and the soleus performs about 10%. Do straight-legged calf raises to ensure total development of the lower leg.
The dumbbell lunge is a great exercise for developing the glutes or gluteus maximus muscles, along with the hamstrings and the quadriceps.
That sounds like a Roman gladiator, doesn't it? Gluteus maximus. Just kidding.
You will need 2 dumbbells of equal weight, 1 in each hand with palms facing your sides.
Be sure to find a clear area to work. Stand up straight and keep your arms close to your sides. Place your feet between your hips and shoulders apart with your feet straight. This is your starting position. Take a giant step forward with one leg and breathe in as your front foot lands. Bend your knees and lower your body, keeping your torso straight. Keep a slight arch in your back, chest out and head slightly upward. Descend until the front load-bearing leg forms a 90-degree angle. Don't let your knee pass in front of your toes, and keep your rear knee just above the floor. This is the bottom part of the lift. Now forcefully push up the weight with the front leg while breathing out and return to the starting position. Alternate your legs each time. Remember to perform an equal number of reps for each leg.
The dumbbell lunge is a very comprehensive lower body movement. Throughout the various stages of the movement, you recruit the muscles of the quadriceps group, hamstrings group, and the gluteals. Similar to a single leg squat, it can be performed with dumbbells, barbells, or on a Smith machine. Very rarely do I perform a leg routine without some form of lunges being a part of it.
Hey Mike, how many times has someone asked you to make a muscle?
Oh, every now and then.
Well, the muscle in question here is the bicep. Years ago, your masculinity was based on how big your biceps were. Whether you call them guns, pipes, or pythons, biceps are the most recognized muscle of them all.
That's a fact. And the premier exercise for the bicep is the curl. Done in many ways, the curl builds the arm like no other.
Grasp a barbell about shoulder width apart and palms facing up. Rest the bar on the front of your thigh with your arms extended, maintaining about a 10-degree angle from the elbow and with your elbows close to your side. Now stand up straight with your feet shoulder width apart and your toes pointing out slightly. This is the starting position. Now take a deep breath and hold it as you lift the bar by pulling the palms of your hands to your upper chest. Exhale near the top and hold it there for a second. Now lower the bar in a controlled manner to the starting position. This is 1 repetition. Remember to keep your elbows at your side throughout the motion. Keep your torso erect and do not sway or jerk the bar in any way. Work at a moderate pace.
standing barbell curl works the biceps muscle, which is one of the primary show muscles of the body. The biceps is the muscle that flexes the elbow joint, causing the forearm to move toward the upper arm. Barbell curls are the most common and popular movement to develop this muscle. Give this great exercise a try. You'll be glad you did.
Here's a great tip when performing standing or sitting dumbbell exercises.
Stand in front of a mirror. It's a great way to watch your form. Plus, you'll have something nice to look at.
Now we're ready for the seated dumbbell curl. Set up your dumbbells at the end of a flat bench. Position yourself in a seated position on the bench with your knees at the end. Place your feet slightly less than shoulder width apart and firmly on the floor. Now bend at the waist, grasping a dumbbell in each hand using an overhand grip with your palms facing each other. Now sit up straight with your arms at your sides. This is the starting position. Okay, breathe in and hold it as you lift the dumbbells by bending your elbows and pulling the weights towards your upper chest. Now here's the key. As the dumbbell passes your thighs, twist your wrists so that your palms are now facing up. This is called supination. Finish the movement with your palms facing up until your biceps are fully contracted. Exhale as you lower the weights in a controlled manner to the starting position. Remember to twist your wrists just before the thigh on the reverse so your palms are facing each other. Also, keep your torso erect and elbows at your side at all times. And as always, never sway or jerk your body. Work in a moderate pace.
Seated dumbbell curls are just one variation of biceps curls. It is a favorite of many people because it enables you to isolate the biceps one at a time or simultaneously. If full, shapely arms are what you desire, add this exercise to your arm training arsenal.
To isolate the biceps, the preacher curl is great. It allows more stability for the upper arm concentration. Set up an easy curl bar on a preacher curl bench. Then position yourself on the bench by straddling the seated portion. Place the back of your arms on the padded support. Now, lean over and grab the easy curl bar with an outside grip, keeping your arms extended. Sit down and rest your chest against the inclined pad with your arms slightly bent. This is the starting position. Take a deep breath and hold it as you pull the weight by bending your elbows. Raising it toward your shoulders, exhale just before the top. When your arms are approximately 10 degrees from your deltoids, stop the weight in a controlled manner until your arms are almost straight. This is one repetition. Remember to keep your arms in full contact with the supports at all times. Don't lift your buttocks off the bench and never lock your arms out completely. Work at a moderate pace.
By placing the back of your arms, your triceps, on a preacher bench, it enables you to isolate the biceps without any cheating by eliminating body swing or shoulder rotation. Preacher curls are a favorite of bodybuilders and fitness enthusiasts alike because it allows such isolation.
The barbell wrist curl is one of the best exercises for targeting your forearms. Set up a barbell with your desired weight. and grab the bar using a reverse grip, palms facing up. Now, place your forearms on your thighs and adjust your grip. Extend your hands behind your knees far enough away to allow them to move freely. Using a fairly loose grip, lower the bar so your wrists become hyperextended. This is the starting position. Now, curl the bar up with your wrists as far as possible. Hold for a second and then lower the bar to the starting position. And remember, keep your body in position and work at a moderate pace.
Wrist curls are designed to build the muscles that run along the ulna and radius bones, known as the forearm. They are terrific for building grip strength that is important for sport or just performing everyday tasks.
The triceps make up the largest part of the arm and consist of 3 heads. Develop all 3 heads and you'll really increase the size of the arms.
That's right, Mike. And strong triceps will also increase your bench press.
Start off by placing your rope attachment to the top of the cable machine. Grab the rope, one hand on each side, so that your palms are facing each other. Now push down with your hands. As your arms pass a 90-degree angle with your elbows, start turning your hands so that your palms are facing down, pulling the rope slightly apart. Keep going until your arms are completely straight. Hold it for a second and squeeze your triceps. Maintain a good firm grip on the rope at all times, and remember, keep your elbows close to your body throughout the lift. Keep your torso tight and in position as well.
Another great tricep favorite is the cable rope pushdown, a mainstay in your quest for total tricep development. Pushdowns can be used as a warm-up or finisher in your triceps program. It really hits the long head of the tricep.
Next, we'll demonstrate the dumbbell kickback.
This is one of my favorites. Do you mind?
Oh, be my guest.
Thanks.
Place a dumbbell alongside an exercise bench, always paying attention to form as you bend down. Stand alongside the bench and place your inside hand on the bench for support. It doesn't matter what hand you start with because you will alternate, working both arms equally. Now place your inside leg on the bench. Bend your knee and use your toe for balance. Bend at the waist until your torso is horizontal. Now reach down with your outside arm and grab the dumbbell using an overhand grip, palms facing your side. Lift the dumbbell and bend your elbow until your upper arm is parallel with your torso, and your forearm forms an approximate 80-degree angle with your elbow. This is the starting position. Take a nice deep breath and hold it, keeping your upper arm firmly in place. Bend your elbow back until your arm is straight and slightly above your torso. Hold it for a second as you concentrate on contracting your triceps. Exhale, then return to the starting position. When you are finished, place the weight on the floor, then change sides and work your other arm.
Try some of these babies, Mike.
Oh, don't mind if I do.
Remember to maintain proper form. Keep your torso and upper arm in place using your elbows as the pivot point and never swing the weight.
Dumbbell kickbacks are a unique triceps movement that targets the inner head of the triceps. Done correctly, it will sculpt and chisel in the muscularity you desire in your triceps for total arm development.
The lying tricep extension is a favorite of many because it builds strong triceps.
Set up an easy curl bar or barbell with your desired weight. We chose an easy curl bar for our demonstration. Lie back on a flat exercise bench. Grab the easy curl bar from your spotter. Spotters, be careful and remember your responsibility to the lifter. Position the bar over your chest with your arms in line with your shoulders. Keep your arms straight and your elbows locked out. This is the starting position and the top of the lift. Take a deep breath and hold it. With your upper arm straight and using your elbows at the pivot point, lower the bar until it is an inch or so above your head. Now reverse the motion, squeezing the bar as you force the weight up with your hands. When you reach the starting position, exhale. This is 1 repetition. Don't move your elbows and be sure to keep your feet firmly on the floor for support. When you are finished, have your spotter take the weight.
Tricep extensions are one of the best exercises to isolate the triceps group or the muscles of the back of the arm. The triceps group is responsible for extension of the lower arm. Since the triceps have 3 heads, each with its own origin and insertion point, it is important to use a variety of angles to maximize the development of all 3 heads.
By the way, Nicole, did I mention how great you look in that outfit?
Why, thank you, Mike. You're a sweetheart. And those shorts you're wearing are very becoming.
It's important to wear comfortable clothes while working out. Don't wear baggy clothes, it may get in your way.
And don't wear anything tight that may restrict your movements. Also, wear good, supportive, comfortable shoes. It can really make a difference.
Hey, Nicole, want to get a 6-pack?
Michael, I'm surprised at you drinking and working out.
You know what I mean.
Only kidding. For developing the abdominal muscles, often referred to as a 6-pack, the abdominal crunch is one of the best for the upper portion of the stomach. Come on, we have to show them why. When your abdominal muscles are fully developed, you can see them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A 6-pack.
Good. Then you can demonstrate.
Okay.
Place an exercise mat on the floor. Lie flat with your back on the mat. Bend your knees and keep your feet flat on the floor, just slightly apart. Now place your hands behind your head for support. This is the starting position. Take a deep breath and hold it. Now raise your head and shoulders off the floor. Rise up as high as possible. Hold it for a second. Exhale and return to the starting position. This is 1 repetition. Remember, do not involve your lower back. This is not a sit-up. Also, don't pull on your neck hard when rising. This will reduce the stress on your neck.
The crunch and its variations are designed to develop the muscles that result in the washboard stomach, the rectus abdominis, and the internal and external obliques. The abdominals are more than just a showpiece, however. They are extremely important in many activities in daily life because they assist in stabilizing the torso and are important in preventing chronic low back pain.
Now for the lower abdominals.
The lying leg raise is just the movement to hit the lower abs. Mike, if you'd be so kind.
My pleasure.
Again, lie flat on your back using an exercise mat if you have one. Keep your arms at your sides while looking up. Now raise your legs approximately 6 inches off of the floor. This is the starting position. Take a breath and hold it as you bend your knees, moving them up and toward your lower torso. Try to get those knees as far up as possible. Hold it, then exhale and lower your legs to the starting position. This is 1 repetition. Stay in place as you perform the exercise, concentrating on the lower abdominals. Also, keep your feet from touching the floor. This keeps constant tension on the lower abs.
Leg raises are a great movement to isolate the muscles of the lower abdomen and should be included in your exercise program to ensure complete abdominal development.
So, Nicole, how do you feel?
Fantastic. Want to go a few rounds?
Oh, easy, easy, Nicole. You know, Nicole, we've hit just about every muscle we can see.
Ah, but what about the one you can't see?
Good point.
Want to race?
Sure, let's go. It's the most important muscle of them all, your heart. Good cardiovascular health is the key to a long and healthy life. Always add at least 15 to 20 minutes each day for cardiovascular health. Use a treadmill or stationary bike if you have access to one. Be sure you learn how to operate this machine as well. If you don't have access to this equipment, take a walk or ride a bike.
Can't get outdoors? Do some aerobic exercises inside. And remember, some cardiovascular is better than none at all.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed our time together. Remember that weight training is as individual as you are. Now that you know the safe and proper way to develop your muscles through weight training, you can design a workout program that meets your specific goals. Be sure to make it a fun and rewarding experience, and you'll reap the fruits of your labor.
Also, experiment with different programs and exercises. This keeps your workout from becoming routine and broadens your knowledge of exercising. Remember, do the exercises that you enjoy most.
If you can, find a workout partner, someone on your level. This way you can motivate each other and have more fun exercising together.
For those of you who train at home, check out a gym or exercise facility. It's a great place to meet people and learn new exercising techniques. Before we go, I'd like to introduce Miss Linda Lopez, our teacher. Linda is an accomplished bodybuilder and athlete.
Thank you, Jack.
By the way, Linda, before I forget, do we have any homework this weekend?
I'm giving everybody the weekend off, but now I would like to introduce Steve Barushko, CEO of Health Force Productions.
From all of us at Health Force Productions, we'd like to thank you for inviting us into your home. Health Force Productions is dedicated to producing the highest quality instructional videos for the safety and well-being for people of all ages. We hope this video will be your key to a long and healthy lifestyle, and we wish you all the best. Thank you.